Hello, everybody. Dale here with TerraVest Capital Partners for part one of a multi-part series where I break down the process that we use here at TerraVest when purchasing or investing in non-performing loans that are coming from lenders or hedge funds. If you didn't see the introduction, you might want to go back and check that out. But the reason I'm doing this multi-part series is because people have been asking me, what does it mean to invest in non-performing real estate loans or in mortgage loans that are owner occupied or single family homes? Does it mean that we're foreclosing on people? Well, as I mentioned in the introduction, by the time we see the loan coming from a lender, the lender has already started the foreclosure process. So the property, yes, it is in foreclosure, but depending on how delinquent the borrower is, we have other options that we can employ. So let me break down step one when dealing with a non-performing loan. If the loan is recently delinquent, or we'll just call it 36 months or less, and we can communicate with the borrower, or the borrower wants to be cooperative in this process, we can do a loan reinstatement. Now, I didn't say modify the loan, I said reinstate the loan, and I'll explain why we don't modify it in just a moment. But we're going to reinstate the loan, and communicating through a licensed loan servicer, we're not doing this. I'm not talking to the borrower. We're going through a licensed loan servicer, and they're managing all communications with the borrower. So going through a licensed loan servicer, we come up with a repayment plan for the borrower. They're going to bring a few months of their P&I payments to the table just to demonstrate that they're serious and committed to reinstating their loan. And then we go through a repayment plan with them that the loan servicing company then communicates with the borrower. After 1 year of repayments or an on-time payments from the borrower, we have what's called an RPL, or a re-performing loan. We went from a non-performing loan to a re-performing loan. And again, we're going to be doing this all through a licensed loan servicer. So what's the advantage of getting a loan re-performing? I want to point out something that doesn't always make sense to somebody when they're thinking about buying delinquent mortgage debt or buying notes. We're not buying the property, number one, and we're not buying it at the original loan balance. We're buying it at the present legal balance at the time that the lender is selling that loan. So if we think about the original balance of the loan, and we're coming in later buying it at the legal balance, the present legal balance, we're buying it at a deeper discount from the original loan. And because it's non-performing, we're actually buying it at a slight discount off the legal balance. So we're coming in much lower. So simply by the borrower starting to make their normal monthly P&I payments again, we end up with a very high ROI, or return on our investment, much higher than the original interest rate of the loan. To the borrower, their interest rate stays the same. Let's suppose it was written at 6%. Their loan is written at 6%. We call that the coupon rate of their note. But we're buying it at a discount. Our rate, or our yield, is significantly higher. Oftentimes, and quite frequently, it's going to be in the double digits easily. So we end up with a higher ROI than the original lender had on it, meaning we're also generating a very significant yield. Now we have this asset that is providing a high ROI and a high yield. As I mentioned before, for people that have a self-directed IRA that can hold these notes and these loans in their IRA, you're getting a double-digit, very high ROI, and you're simply collecting those monthly P&I payments from that borrower. The loan servicing company collects it, sends it to your IRA, your self-directed IRA, and you are now the bank, and you're collecting those monthly P&I payments. So pretty attractive. Now, the thing to remember versus any other type of investment is that we're still collateralized by the asset. We're still in a first lien position, and we're collateralized by that asset, and we actually end up controlling that position at 50% or less of the market value of that property. So it's a very attractive position to be in. So that's just a quick rundown of step one. There are more details. If we end up working together, I'll work with you through that just to make sure you understand everything. But I wanted to just give a quick overview. In the next video, we'll get into what happens if this doesn't work. We do have plan B for a borrower or for a loan if the reinstatement does not work. Oh, I forgot to mention, why don't we modify the loan? Well, we want to keep the foreclosure in place because if the repayment plan, if the borrower fails to execute on the repayment plan, we still want that foreclosure in place. We still want the recourse of the foreclosure so we can, if the repayment plan doesn't work, we can continue to move forward with the foreclosure. But there is a plan B and there is a step B. So I'll get into that in the next video. I hope that made sense. If you have any questions, comments, go ahead and put them in there. I'll do my best to answer them, and I will see you in the next video.